Hey guys, welcome to Trading with the Cooks. Today I'll be doing a trading recap of the trades I took for today. Um, Today I was watching NVDA, BA, Baba, Mara, and Tesla. The reason I was watching NVIDIA was because we had broken above all-time high. We were holding above previous day high, and previous day close in the pre-market. And then it seemed like it had the potential to go higher today and make new all-time highs. BA, reason I was watching BA was because they had some news that they were planning to a merger with a SPAC, Virgin Orbit. Um, wasn't really I'm not a really big fan of trading BA, but sometimes it tends to trade really well. Um, Next on the list, I had Baba. Baba just been on this huge downtrend. It's like, all Chinese stocks been taking a hit lately. So I thought, it could give me a nice opportunity. Um, Next on the list, I had Mara. Mara, Bitcoin was up this morning, and Mara tends to be the one that moves the best out of all of most of the crypto stocks. Um, Next on the list, I had Tesla. I always keep Tesla on watch. Um, Nothing. They didn't have news or anything, but Tesla is just always on my secondary list. If I don't have anything to trade that day, then I just look to see if there's an opportunity on Tesla. All right, so now let's get into the trades. So I I'm trying to practice this rule where I don't trade for the first 5 minutes after they opened, just because I usually get burned. Not a really good trader trading the open, just because I tend to hold, and if things flush and I don't have you know a defined stop loss, then I tend to hold it. It just doesn't work for me. So I trying to wait after the first 5 minute candle and see if which way that the stock may go. All right, so my first trade was on Nvidia. I saw that it had a really nice move out of the open, on the 5 minute candle, but I think that I kind of took it too late. Now that I'm looking at this trade, it was too overextended to the upside. Um, so let's see. So yeah, I went in for the break of 214. Um, I used that to automatically calculate the share size that I could take. I see it didn't break the high of that previous 2 minute candle, so I knew I was gonna get stopped out on this trade because it didn't go with momentum. All right, so after this trade, I just kind of got chopped up on Nvidia. I should have known that it was too overextended on the 5 minute, and usually stocks after they have a big move like this tend to consolidate a little longer. Uh, so although I did get chopped up, it wasn't that bad, just because I kept my losses small, but it wasn't pretty. Fast forward. All right, went into another train again above 214. This I added 200 shares. Once again, it did not take the high of this previous 2 minute candle, right? Um, Here, I think it was bad that I actually did not keep my stop loss. Um, because this actually could easily flush all the way to 215 around VWAP, and my loss could have been pretty big, as you see here. I held. This is why I tend to just put a hard stop loss and just leave it. But I didn't really manage my sizing well, which is the reason why I think that I kind of got scared and took my stop loss out. At this point, I think I should have just gotten out of the position, just because it was hesitating too much around 214. It wasn't even breaking. It would break a bit, and then it would get back below 214 on the level two. So, all right, let's see, let's forward this. All right, so at this point, I got out of that trade right here, and that's it. This looked like an ABC pattern to me on the 2 minute, so I went in again at the break of 214. Um, I did get a pretty good move on this one. Wait, never mind. Sorry, that's the wrong one. Yeah, so after I went into that trade, I actually saw that it didn't. If after this ABC pattern, knowing NVDA and the way it trades, if it broke 214 again and it was really gonna go, it was gonna break to 214 and break to through this previous high, and then potentially hit 215, but it didn't. It hesitated and I got out um, quick, right? As soon as it broke 214. Just because, see, this happens on this kind of stocks, right? They their price is higher, so they tend to flush a lot sometimes. So good thing I didn't get caught up in this flush, and I took my loss earlier. Um, After this, I should have stopped trading Nvidia just because it was I was probably not taking good entries, and it was a little choppy at the same time, I think. Um, so here, my next trade, I saw, okay, it came down to be what to the nine, right? I was trying to see if this next candle picked up a little bit of momentum, right? Um, and it did. So I went in on this trade close to 214. Think I added 100 shares first, and then I added another 100. So let's fast forward this. Right, so there you go. So picked up momentum, right? Especially knowing that it didn't retest the nine and close to the VWAP. So so I go in there, um, right, and I added 100 more shares at 214. Now I'm 50 cents in the money. I think that I was trying to see if it broke 215. That's just because it's a whole number, and I was trying to see if I can get out up there, um, but it didn't. So I end up taking some profits right below 215. I took half of my position out, and then let's trying to let the other half run and see if we can break about 215, right? Um, but at this point, I was thinking, okay, this isn't like an ABC pattern, right? So I added 100 shares for the break above 215. Um, it did not happen, so I actually got stopped out. I didn't make a lot of money on this trade. Basically, just probably made like $100. After this, okay, this looked like another ABC pattern here. Went in close to 214 since it's to be a really strong level. Added 200 shares, put a move higher above 215. Right, this time we did hit above 215 to 215.50. I think that on this particular trade, I should have gotten all out up there. Instead, I only took half and then got half to break even and ended up getting stopped out at the break even. So next thing, I was just going through my watch list to see if Tesla was making a move. Um, So Tesla had a big move right at the open, right? It dipped and then took out the opening range and broke higher, took out the previous day high, and then now we were making higher highs, right? So I thought, like we had a few green candles here, right, without a pullback. So this was the first pullback. Most stocks they retest levels that they break out of, like in this case, the previous day high. So that's why I had put a buy here, right above 692 to see if it came down here, got filled, and then probably would have bounced, and then I would have taken half out, and then see if we can move higher. But like Tesla was too strong today and didn't even retest it. Um, it did. Now that I'm looking at this trade, it seems 694 would have been the entry. It was holding there, right? So once we formed an ABC pattern on the 2 minute, and it broke, and then this candle picked up momentum, I went in for a break of the high, right? This was kind of a risky trade because, if they kind of hesitated here a bit, and I knowing Tesla, if they didn't go, it could have flushed back. But thankfully, it did go my way, right? And so I was waiting to see if we could hit 700 on this push, but we actually don't. We do break above 1698, but people were selling up there close to 700 level, right? This was a bad trade actually because it did go my way above 698, and I should have taken profits, and I didn't. And it came back to my entry price and could have flushed lower. Um, So I do put an order up there, but it doesn't get filled. As it hesitates to go above 700, I end up getting out half of my position, break my other half to break even point. All right, but as it didn't go, I do end up getting out. At this point, I was down just about, I don't know, $200. So then I go back and I go to Tesla. I mean, sorry, BA. This was the VWAP. I thought, okay, we bounced from here, we held, we might move higher, but but we didn't. So I went in with 188 shares. I let DAS calculate the share size for me based on my risk. I was being patient with it. I mean, I had a design risk, right around VWAP. So if it didn't go, I was gonna get stopped out. I did end up adding here as he held this nine. I'm thinking that my profit target was 219. This this previous range right here. Um, I should have gotten out up there as it didn't go and it hesitated, but I didn't, and it ended up getting stopped out. I think I lost like, let's see, I lost. I think I lost like $250 on this trade. All right, so this is my last trade. Well, actually, this was my last trade. I traded Tesla. I mean, sorry, Baba. Um, I saw that it tried to go lower. It failed. But I was kind of focusing on the 2 minute. I should have looked at the 5 minute chart. On the 5 minute chart, it seemed like it made a lower low here, right? But I wasn't really paying attention to this. I was just paying attention to this previous level to see if it holds and we could potentially go up, right? So I went in thinking, okay, we can hit probably 155. And then if there's stop losses right above pre-market low, we can probably um, push a little higher. Uh, but it doesn't end up working out. I get out. I think I lost like 100 something bucks here. So as it held again, went back in, and I kind of got chopped up in this little consolidation range, right? But but here actually, I skipped the trade, going back, right? So then I realized that okay, it's not a long. It was holding below BWAP, it's holding below pre-market low, previous day low, and the 9 EMA. So I thought, okay, well, I'm wrong. I'm just trying to go against the trend. It's not gonna work. I might just get chopped out. So as I saw that it tried to hold above the 9 EMA, it failed on this candle. If we reject it, right? So now we're moving down below 154, which looked like to be the level to break. So you can see here, 154 support here. It was resistant here. So it looks like a pretty important level. So I just flip short, right? I end up going up in 500 shares. All right. So the trade did go my way, right, as I entered the trade. My profit target was 153 here. The low was this previous wick, right? So down here, I take profits right at 153. I take half of it out. I let 250 shares ride. Um, so I just was keeping an eye on the level two to see what happens. Um, as it was hesitating at 153, I just took some another half out, um, and then ended up stepping out for the whole for with all my shares out of the trade. So all right, so that was all the trades for today. Actually, my biggest loser was on Baba. Kind of made it back for the short side. Um, Ended up only being down $30 today. So I called it a day, trying to get used to, calling it a day, to not make my loss bigger. So, all right, just full disclosure once again, this is a demo account. Um, I am paper trading for now, trying to practice, become better at trading, practice my rules and my strategies, um, and hopefully go live on a real live money live account by the end of the year or maybe next year. We'll see how this goes. But thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you on the next trading recap tomorrow.